Hey guys, this is Cheyenne with Soft Crochet Times, and today we're going to be going over how to do the loop stitch. So the loop stitch is a really fun little funky stitch that you can use to add texture to pretty much any kind of flat piece, or even if you're working in rounds. It's very easy to do. You can do it in any size. So before we get started with this video, I just want to remind you guys to comment, share, subscribe by the end of the video. It really does help the channel. It really is something that, helps keep small YouTubers motivated to be making videos. So with that being said, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make our slip knot. Make a little loop, push a little bit through, put it on your hook and tighten it. If you don't know how to do that, pretty much all my other videos go over how to do it more in depth. And it's just something I feel like I shouldn't have to repeat at the beginning of every single video. So you're going to go ahead and chain as long as you want your piece. So I'm probably just going to do 10 stitches for right now, and then we're going to do 1 for our turning chain. So now you're just going to want to single crochet across. So go through the loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. You're just going to go ahead and single crochet across till you get to the end of the row. So when you get to the end of the row, go ahead and chain 1 for your turning chain and turn your work around. And this is when we're going to start doing our loops. So you're just going to do 1 single crochet and then hold the yarn. And you're kind of just holding a loop up with your finger. You're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, and then you're going to grab it right there behind your finger. And then you're going to pull it through. And right here before you close the stitch, you can kind of adjust how big you want your loop to be. Since you're using your finger to do it, it's probably going to be, a little bit of a variety and differences between each loop. But if you really want them to be about the same size, you can, edit them here. So then you're just going to yarn over and pull through 2. And there's our first loop. So we're going to go ahead and do it again. Hold the yarn like this. Go into the next stitch, pull back on the yarn behind your finger, edit the loop if you want to, and then just yarn over and close the stitch. One more time, holding the yarn like this, we're going to go into the stitch, pull back a loop, drop the loop from our finger, and then yarn over and close the stitch. And as you can see, that's now made us our 3 little loops. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to the end of this row. That way I can show you how to do the next row and then do some more loops. If you haven't quite got it yet, I'm going to go back over it when we get to the next loop row. Or you can just rewind the video and go back over it. Alright, so I'm at the end of my row. So at the last stitch, you're going to put a single crochet. And that's what you're going to do for the beginning and end stitch of every row. You're going to make sure that it's a single crochet and not a loop. They don't tend to hold as well if you do the last stitch. So as you can see, there's our first row of loops. And so for the second row, we're going to chain 1 for our turning chain, turn our piece, and then we're just going to single crochet across on each stitch. You can only really do the loops on every other row unless you want them to be both forward and back. If you want all the loops to be on one side of your project, you're going to want to do a row of single crochet in between. Alright, so I'm at the end of that row, chain 1 for our turning chain, and then we're going to go ahead and turn our work, single crochet into the first stitch, and then we're back to doing our loops. So go into the next stitch, pull back a loop from the yarn behind my finger, and then close the stitch. And I'm just going to show you really quick how you can do different size loops if you want. So I'm going to pull out quite a bit more. Oop. Yarn through. There we go. So as you can see, here's the first loop that I did versus the second, which is much larger. And if you have one loop that's way too big or way too small, you can always just pull out the first part of that last stitch and edit it just like we had before by pulling on the string a little bit. Alright, so back to a loop, go through the stitch, pull back, and then yarn over and pull through. So now you can see that we have our second row of loops forming over the first row. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row, and then we're going to finish off the video. And a single crochet in the last stitch. So there are our loop stitches, and I would like to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. If you have any ideas for future videos, don't be afraid to comment that down below. I really want to make sure I'm making videos that you guys want to see and that you guys want to know about. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and keep on stitching. Bye-bye.